Hello and welcome to the Smite gameplay commentary. Today we're watching Revival Esports facing off against Agilitas out of the Smite Pro League Play-In Cup Week 1 out of the round of, I want to say 8 because I honestly don't remember, but going forward, not starting this intro over 400 times like I usually do. Taking a look at our team lineups today, as apparently nothing is going on of interest, so there's a little bit of cheeky nonsense possibly over here in the left lane. We'll just keep an eye on this. For the moment, it looks like has in fact been spotted out. Keep an eye on this as we go over our team lineups. For Revival Esports on the blue team, Maiwa playing Ra over in the solo lane, Lucci playing out Kwang in the mid lane, Headhunter 16 as Apollo in the duo lane, backed up by Crimson Skull playing Athena, and Wolf of Elo Street in the jungle as Thor. For Team Agilitas, pretty prime, playing Vulcan in the mid lane, Habwa in the solo lane, being played by Confrey. Kanye Life on the Kumbhakarna over in the duo lane, with his 80 carry hunter partner, Ataraxia, playing Ram, not Rama. And finally, Zinder and Anshak in the jungle, as it looks like Revival was thinking about going for that blue buff steal, not quite getting there in time. It was safely secured. Other than that, here's hoping for a good game. Also hoping to not miss things. Here's hoping for Kanye Life's sake that he gets out of that alive. Getting a little low in that early aggression out of Revival Esports. Managing to get out under the tower. Those potions are going. We'll be healing him up for the moment. Water cannon catching Maiwa under the tower. As the waves push back in the duo lane, we'll see the Revival Esports pulling back to neutral territory. Crimson Skull going for the preemptive strike forward, possibly not having skilled up the taunt just yet. No follow-up on that. Headhunter going forward. There's the taunt finally. Athena does have it. Looking for the passive on Kumba as well as just getting the kill on Ram. Both getting very low already. This could be quite bad for them going forward. Potions are all... Kumbhakarna does have one multi-potion left. That'll be good for an extra 75 health. But other than that, there's another preemptive strike forward. Taunt catching both of them. Nice yawn coming out of Kumba, getting them both out safely for the time being.
Your right tower is under attack.
Trying to keep an eye if he does currently have a potion running. It looks like he might. Thor rotating around early, as is typical these days, looking for that gank mid lane. Probably not going to be finding it. Shock rotating around the back. Kumba did choose to go back to base and recall back to base to heal up. Also kind of interesting, Kanye Life has picked up an Eye of Providence, something you typically do not see all that much. Kind of surprising. I guess someone else will be picking up a Creeping Curse or something to that effect. Usually there's a lot of options for the support players. That Eye of Providence, while yes, it's gold efficient, it typically is not the best option for them to go with. There's just too many other good options. Solar Blessing of Ra is a heal. Taunt coming out of Athena once again. Kumba blinking forward. Does put out the Mighty Yawn at the Headhunter, preventing any further follow-up at that particular point in time. A little bit of aggression back and forth. Maiwa will be healing that up very shortly with a Solar Blessing, and there it is. So yeah, a little bit of an unusual choice, actually, just taking a look at everything else. It's actually only one Hand of God on the side of Agilitas. Usually at least the jungler or solo laner picks it up. Thor is up in the air with Anvil of Dawn, looking for the gank on to Habwa. Anvil of Dawn does connect, Searing Pain coming out, big damage. Tectonic Rift not hitting, Crushing Waves used to get out of the way and escape safely. Habwa is alive for the moment. It looks like he will be choosing to hang around in lane. He does still have potions available. While that was going on, mid-Harpies were taken on both sides. I think each team got one camp to their own, on their own, for themselves, however you want to say it. Sometimes getting words and thoughts and ideas out can be difficult. I keep trying to touch on this whole Eye of Providence thing. Yes, Kumba has Eye of Providence, and currently there are a whole 2 wards out. Eye of Providence, yes, it gives you free wards, but level 1 and level 2 is just a regular ward. There's really no special advantage to it. It's also not really an excuse to not place other wards. So this could be bad going forward. There's only there's 3 wards per team, both on Revival Esports side of the jungle. Kind of interesting in that. Athena getting caught a little bit there, just in between some members of Agilitas. Nothing really coming. The meatball landing onto Al Quangs, gets knocked back into the jungle entrance. Kumba just charging forward a little bit. Nothing really coming up. Anvil of Dawn is available. Thor is nearby, just getting the mana buff. Getting a little bit ahead of myself there. Also curious, because I believe I did a Kanye life. I thought Anvil of Dawn is up, looking for the gank onto Vulcan, who has retreated back behind his tower. Unfortunately, he was standing on a ward when he used it. So Vulcan having plenty of time to just get out of there. Bit of aggression coming out in the solo lane. Habo actually doing quite a good job of staying healthy at this point, between potions and possibly just having gone back to base shortly. From the mid lane now, Kwang running away from the gank by Zindurin. The axe did connect, but doesn't look like anything's going to be coming on the back of that. We're in that solo lane though. Habwa, water cannon, water spot does land. Habwa going forward, looking for the water cannon to land, does do so. Thor has come to assist. Anvil of Dawn still on cooldown.
Come and get some.
Doesn't look like there's going to be anything else on the back of that at the moment. Habwa playing it safe under his tower. Crushing Waves is available. So any kind of misplay here by Revival Esports could result in a kill. As over in the jungle, Ao Kuang getting caught out briefly. Defender Olympus was used to save him.
Your left tower is under attack.
Mid Harpies about to respawn. Agilitas positioning themselves to potentially take both of them shortly. Kumbhakarna and Vulcan heading over to the right camps. Chak and Ram picking up the left camp. Thor possibly looking for the steal. A little early and a little late at the same time on the Mjolnir's attunement. Checking out our solo laners, or rather our hunters over in that left lane. Really not a whole lot going on right now. Taking a look at the gold, it's about a 200 gold lead in favor of Agilitas. Not really much to speak of. That'll vary up slightly as the waves go back and forth.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Other than that, nothing out of the ordinary coming out of anyone. Headhunter is working towards a Transcendence as opposed to what nowadays is more typical Devourer's Gauntlet start. Heartseeker is actually coming back slightly into favor. A lot of teams have been rushing Heartseeker before getting Devourer's Gauntlet. Bit of extra power early at the cost of some lifesteal. Lazy back in the middle lane. Not really a lot of threat on that. They're not even going to try to delay it at all. Gotta watch out for those baits. Could be someone... I'll actually give them the state of the minimap. They're aware of the position of anyone. No bait coming out of there, but it could have been something sneaky, tricky up your sleeve. Just a little bit of, yeah, we'll let you go back right now, and maybe we'll just gank the crap out of Athena very shortly and get a kill on the back of that. Who knows? Over in the right lane, Confrey once again looking to pick up that first blood. Not quite having enough damage to do so. Solar Blessing coming out, healing Ra back up, and there it is. Athena on the left lane does get caught out finally before Apollo can get back, finding first blood for Ataraxia. Apollo now in a 1v3. Thor is in the area behind the mana buff, but will not be going in to assist on the back of that. See exactly what happened here. Blink forward from Kuma with the Mighty On into the Epic Uppercut, coming down. Trying to charge up the preemptive strike, looking for a way out, dropping that shield wall, trying to get away and juke as long as possible to get Apollo in range to help out. Not quite getting there in the time though, and she will have gone down for first blood. Very nice setup by Kanye Life and follow up by Ataraxia, getting that first blood over in the duo lane. Agilitas being a little cheeky here, going for the steal onto that attack speed buff. There are members of Revival Esports nearby, but it would be a 2v3, potentially 3v4. Anvil of Dawn is up. Apollo across the skies coming down onto Chalk. Anvil of Dawn, not sure where that went, but fight is at Rom up in the air, looking for kills anywhere he can find them. Crimson Skull picking up the kill onto Chalk, and Vulcan finding Ao Kuang over to the right, where off screen. 1 for 1 on the back of that invade from Agilitas. Coming out ahead with that buff. Checking on these solo laners over here. Nothing going on at the moment. I've been sitting here holding my notes because there was something I wanted to look at and look up, but I've been holding this notepad in my hand now for about 2 minutes. I've not really had a chance to look down as Agilitas is looking for another steal. Not able to secure the big minion this time. Headhunter will pick up his own mana buff. Mid-Harpies once again respawning. Agilitas making their rotation around as I am once again glancing at my notes, trying to remember what exactly I wanted to look up. Cannot remember, so holding my notes to look up something will not actually accomplish much of anything. And it's like, yeah, I could sit here and just kind of go through page by page and like, was this what I'm looking for? No. All that said and done, I will probably remember at some point later on in this cast and regret not having found it earlier. Bit of back and forth going on by the solo laners. Been a couple close calls from Iowa so far. Solar Blessing is great for healing you back up, but bursty guy like Habwa, enough damage coming out at one point in time, you might not have time to get that healing of Solar Blessing. Can't heal when you're dead. So Transcendence is completed for Apollo at this point. Those stacks will be building up, giving him a nice little pool of mana. Transcendence actually working quite nicely on Apollo. It's nice to be able to actually use across the skies and land somewhat far away and have some mana left to use afterwards. That's always a bit of a plus. Nothing like dropping in, it's like, oh, I'll just drop in, start shooting this guy, serenade that guy, and crap, I'm out of mana, I can't, let's use the moves to get out either. It's just not a very nice situation. So once the stacks start building up, especially Transcendence kind of fixes that, and it gets a nice little chunk of attack power as well from the mana, go to the MP to physical power, passive effect on it. Other than that, not really anything too unusual anywhere. Warlock Sash on Ao Kuang, actually a little unusual. Doesn't give it's magical power per stack, but it gives health as well. It's not a bad thing against Vulcan and Habwa. Having a little bit of extra health can save you from the sudden burst to death. Ao Kuang typically will go for a Book of Thoth, however. Perhaps not as a rush. His passive does give additional magical power based on his mana, so that always works out nicely. Possibly looking for a Gengar. Blink forward by Kanye Life with the Yawn is Beads. Defender of Olympus coming out. That'll keep Athena over in that left lane for the time being. Over in the solo lane, Water Spout landing onto Ra. He's getting that Solar Blessing coming out, topping his health back off. Standoff in middle lane, continuing still, as the minions are once again pushed into the middle tower of Revival Esports. Agilitas is like a well-oiled machine, I was going to say rotating over for the left Harpy camp, but it looks like they called for a Gold Fury. Athena down below half health already. The backdraft from Vulcan, he could find the kill here. Turret coming out, finding the kill. Hand of the Gods is out as Agilitas picks up the Gold Fury. Apollo was up in the air, actually going all the way across the map. Landing on that Habwa. Searing Pain coming out from Iowa, not landing. Crushing Waves, just missing. Habwa now on the hunt, looking to pick up these kills. Thor, however, has rotated around Anvil of Dawn into the Berserker Barrage. And Headhunter picking up the kill. Good rotation there by Thor. Had he not rotated around, that could potentially have been the death of both Ra and Apollo. The burst coming out of Hobwat doing work on both of them. Had that crushing waves landed on either one, however, that fight could have gone entirely different. But on the back of that double rotation now, Agilitas looking for that left tower and does find it. First tower of the game going to Agilitas, 13 minutes 42 seconds into the match. Blink forward by Kanye Life. Epic uppercut does find Athena, and she's doing what she can to juke. There are members of Revival Esports here. Ataraxia does find Crimson Skull. Kanye Life down into his passive, will die as well. That'll be 1 for 1. Currently, both supports are down. Zindern in the back, recalling out of that. Gold Fury's down there. Is a buff up. We'll see what Revival Esports tries to do here. Ra running from Hobwa, doing what he can to avoid getting hit. Crushing Waves not available. Backdraft coming out and does miss. Searing Pain missing both as the meatball misses. Confrey picks it up with the water hands. Going with the, I believe, Dry Bear's coined term for water cannon. So why not? Some quick burst damage coming out onto Thor by Vulcan. Fenrir Olympus onto Thor. In the Anvil Dawn landing onto Vulcan, looking for the kill. Vulcan throwing the meatball, not quite connecting. Hobwa rotating around, looking for Apollo, who does manage to escape up into the air, or up across the skies. Circling around, thinking about coming in. Kanye Life picking up the kill onto Thor, however. Confrey on the hunt, finding Lucci by the Fire Giant Pit. Crimson Skull now running for his life, trying to get away. Rom on the left side of the map, split pushing, did pick up the middle tower. This will also be a right lane tower for Agilitas right now. Agilitas just putting the hurt onto Revival Esports. Apollo dealing with those minions over in the left lane. Well, Agilitas, it looks like Agilitas not going to be looking for that middle tower in the right lane. Just going to clear out the jungle. And I'd say then go back to base, heal up, bye, yada yada. Except every time I make that call, they never actually do it. Looks like they're going for more aggression here. Spotting Maiwa and Wolf in the jungle by the back Harpy camp. Nothing coming on the back of that, however. See Kanye Life roaming around.
Your middle tower is under
Also, just
attack.
to once again touch on that Eye of Providence pickup. Kanye Life has not yet upgraded it to tier 3, so he's not going to have the nice cheap sentry wards. However, he still does get a free ward every 60 seconds, so that's almost an extra 5 gold per 5. I'm not exactly sure the conversion. It is gold per 5. And I also suck at math and I'm thinking about it. But it's basically the equivalent of a second set of Midas boots, as long as he's using them relatively soon as that 60-second mark is up. Blink forward, looking for the yawn onto Lucci. Not finding it, however, Epic Uppercut does land. Backdraft coming in with the throwback. Looks like the follow-up damage not quite being there. Spirit Tempest coming out. Will throw off the chase by Agilitas for the moment. Nice water cannon as Crimson Skull is finished off by Pretty Prime. Over in the left lane, Apollo losing to Ataraxia in a 1v1. Thor might actually have been there as well at that point, now that I'm looking at the situation on this minimap.
Destroyed a middle enemy tower.
Let's just go ahead and flick back over and see exactly what happened there. I do believe it was a 1 versus 1 kill.
Your middle tower is under
Across the Skies was available.
spree.
I don't know if that would have actually gotten him out safely anyway, but the middle lane tower is getting taken by Agilitas. They are just at this point full steam towards Revival Esports base.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Gold Fury will be up in just a few moments as this middle tower of the middle lane falls as well. Rotation over to the left side of the jungle, pick up a few buffs before heading over to that Gold Fury. Looks like Zindern has picked up the Creeping Curse, or sorry, Weakening Curse. That'll get that healing reduction out to deal with Ra's Solar Blessing in the middle of fights. Ataraxia attacking away before it's even spawned. Anvil of Dawn is up. Coming down into the middle of things, looking for the steal, not able to find it. Wolfie and Crimson Skull both have Hand of the Gods 3 at this point in time. Apollo's up in the air. Don't think he's going to find anywhere to drop down safely at this point. Might just end up taking that helicopter back to base. And his mana is going to be running low at this point. As Confrey finds the kill onto Maiwa. There's 5 members of Agilitas now heading down the middle lane. Looks like there might have been a little bit of indecision as to where exactly to go, although it looks like they have decided to go for this middle Phoenix. 2 members of Revival Esports at this point not going to have a lot in the way of ability to defend this. Wolf is back up at this point. The double tap from Mjolnir's attunement onto Kanya Life, not really doing a lot at this point. He actually only has a steel mail, not even a completed defensive item yet at this point. Likely will see Sovereignty coming out here momentarily on the back of this recall. There it is. That was Revival Esports very much on the back foot now. About a 13,000 gold deficit to deal with here at the 19 middle mark. That's going to be one hell of a hurdle to overcome and get back into this game if they can pull it off. Warding up that Fire Giant, keeping an eye on that. Agilitas is definitely in a position where they could go in there and take it at this point in the game. Single around Ao Kuang in the middle lane. Backdraft is up. Ao Kuang almost doubling back into it. Ra, on the other hand, getting caught in the middle of the fight. Water Cannon from Confrey, missing the water spout though, enough to deal with it. Headhunter forced to beads to get away from Kumba. The Epic Uppercut not actually connecting onto anybody. And it looks like Agilitas might have decided to push the right lane out. Fire Giant hit warning, caution, retreat ping on the minimap. For now, looks like Revival Esports has a little bit of a reprieve. But the minion wave on the right lane has hit the tower. And that will be that tower falling. Rom has rotated over to the right lane. See if Agilitas can pick up their second Phoenix of the game as we're looking at a pillar for no apparent reason. Crimson Skull going over with a nice taunt on 2 people. Searing Pain coming out. Zinder and getting Dangerous Love. Spirit Tempest connecting for the kill. Pretty Prime, however, picking up the kill onto Wolf. Maiwa in the front will get picked off by the 4 remaining members of Team Agilitas. Lucci Aegis now caught in the middle of a couple members. Headhunter coming in with Across the Sky as he's the only member left standing, however, as I finally remember the team fight UI. Confrey finding the kill onto Apollo for the deicide. That will be the right Phoenix. Fire Minion's about to hit the Titan. This could be the game right here. The last minion does fall. The minions are not going to get to the Titan as Kumba has started the fight off. Crimson Skull is up. Put to sleep by Kumbhakarna as Thor comes up. However, it is too little too late. Agilitas has taken the match in 21 minutes, 20 seconds over Revival Esports. Agilitas getting a little bit of an early roll going. The early game was quite slow and things were pretty even. That first kill on Athena and just going forward from there. There was no stopping them once they got going. Habwa had Maiwa on the back foot the entire game for the most part. Those bursts coming out pretty scary, all said and done. And actually, thinking about it, a few missed crushing waves. It didn't really matter, however. When you force someone back to base to heal and force them to heal up after the back of a fight. I'm not sure if that entire sentence was actually English. English. Might have been English. Even if you can't get the kill, of course, forcing someone to recall gets them out of the lane. They miss gold, they miss experience, while you're getting gold and experience. So, while it might not be as good as not what I want to do, might not be as good as a kill, it's definitely not a bad thing. All that said and done, very well played by Agilitas, putting the pedal to the metal, closing out the game in 21 minutes, 22 seconds. That's gonna be it for this what am I calling these things? For this match. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.